everyone, Amanda here. Today we are going to be doing a core workout on the mat, and we're going to be using a towel as resistance throughout our exercises. Let's get started with our warm-up. Place your fingertips just behind your ears, pull the elbows back, setting up nice and tall. We're going to rotate gently over to the right side, about 45 degrees. Let's twist through the thoracic spine, back to the middle, exhale, twist to the left, and the right, and over to the left. Keep this pace going. It should feel like a gentle twist through the core, warming up through the back and the shoulders. One more here, over to the left side, and release. From here, maintain this seated position. We're going to bring our elbows into a 90-degree angle with the palms facing out. Let's press up and lower down. Exhale, push up. Inhale, lower. Slow and controlled. Try to keep the elbows and hands back. Try to prevent them from creeping forward. Work through that upper back, working those postural muscles as you press. Let's go for two more here. 2, 1 left here, and 1. And shake it out. Let your back round a little bit. We're going to go into a cat-cow. So let's place our fingertips just behind the ears once again. From here, tuck your elbows in, letting yourself round. Bring those elbows into your chest, and then exhale, lift, pull the elbows back, and arch. Back down. Tuck those elbows in, let yourself round. Exhale, arch, pulling the elbows and shoulders back. Getting that gentle squeeze, work through that range of motion for the spine. Breathe deeply. One more of each here. Tuck back into cat. And cow. Ooh, all right, lower it down. From here, we're going to take this into a plank position, and we're going to be using the towel. So, plank position on the mat, I like to have my feet just off the edge of my mat. I find that provides better stability. I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to place it halfway folded across my mat. Now, I'm going to plank over top of it with my hands just above where the towel is sitting on the floor into a fully extended plank position. In the plank, push your heels back so you feel an extension through the calves, and then press your chest into your shoulders, feeling the shoulder blades retract. From here, I'm going to take my towel with one hand and just slide it across. Place that hand back. Take the other end of the towel, slide it on back. Switch. Left hand, pull. Back down. Right hand, pull it back. So you're just shifting your weight side to side. Breathing deeply. Try to stay as steady as you can through the core, keeping the heels pushed back. One more here. And lower the knees down. From here, we're going to take this into a quadruped position, meaning our wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked. Knees are directly under hips, and the back is flat. From here, extend your right leg out, heel pushed out, and let's lift through the glute, squeezing through the lower back for 10. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it in. Other side, left leg extended out, heel pushed out, back flat. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Another glute exercise. Let's take that knee out to the side about 45 degrees with the heel pushed out. And from here, we're going to press out with that heel. Let's go for 10. Here we go. 10, 9, really push back. 8, breathe deeply. 7, squeeze through that glute. 6, 5, extend through the hamstring. 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to the left leg up. Knee out slightly, slightly rotate through the core, and let's go for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep this going. 4, push with that heel. 3, use that glute. 2, 1. Let's go back to that plank position. So once again, the towel is folded in half, and we're going to be pulling it side to side. So once again, my feet are off my mat, heels are pushed back, and I'm going to push my chest into the shoulders and drop my bum down so it's not up in the air. All right, let's pull. So left hand comes across, pull the towel, switch it up. Right hand pulls the towel, left, right. That's it. It's just moving by a few inches, just enough that we are planking with that single hand and bracing through the trunk. 2 more here. Left and right. Woo. Knees back down to that quadruped position. Back flat, chest out. Extend through that leg. Let's lift up for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Over to the left leg. Extend out, heel pushed out. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to our glute kick. Lift the knee 45 degrees, flex through the ankle, pushing the heel out. Let's go for 10. 10, 9, really press through that heel. 8. Imagine that you're pushing a weight plate behind you with your heel. You're pushing it away. Use that glute. And 1. Over to the other side. Lift the knee. Turn slightly. Heel out. Let's go. 10, 9. You're pushing 45 degrees. Pressing that heel away from you. Pushing with that glute. Strong presses. 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, let's go to a seated position with the towel. So in our seated position, knees are bent, heels are on the floor, and the toes are up. Again, those heels are flexed and pushed out. Let's grab our towel, overhand grip, about shoulder width apart. We're going to start at chest height. Lift the chest, lean back slightly, pull the towel taut, and let's gently twist. We're twisting gently to the right, back to the center, to the left, right, left. Pull the towel as you twist, and that's where you're really going to feel those obliques engage. 4 more for 12. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lower the head, neck, and shoulders down into a bridge position. So feet are flat, knees are bent, and I'm going to hold my towel in an overhand grip just above the chest. Let's press up from the heels, lifting the bum up, pushing the hips up toward the ceiling. From here, pull the towel taut, squeezing the shoulder blades back and down, and hold. We're going to lower the bum down to the floor, maintaining that position with the upper body. Drop the bum down, just touch the mat, and then lift back up. Slowly drop the bum down. Just use it to mark the depth of the hip lower. We're not actually resting it down on the mat. We're lifting up nice and high, driving those hips up on the way up, and just gently lowering on the way down, but don't forget about that upper body. We are pulling the shoulder blades back and down as we squeeze through that upper body. 1 more here, lift up, and squeeze the butt cheeks. Holding the glutes tight, holding the towel tight, working through that upper body, keeping those hips elevated. 2, 1, and then lower it down. Loosen your grip, lower down. From here, you can just rest your towel on the rib cage. We'll come back to that move. Hands are on the floor. You can walk your feet out just a little bit, knees bent. We're gonna go into pelvic presses down toward the mat. So we are going to exhale and push the lower back down to the floor until we feel a squeeze in the core, and we're going to release. So we're going to forcefully exhale as we press the lower back down. Take a deep inhale, exhale, and push the lower back down to the floor, squeezing and bracing. 2, 1, and then release. Let your lower back have a little bit of a break. Let's get ready to go again. Nice big inhale, exhale, and push the lower back down to the floor, keeping the head, neck, and shoulders connected to the mat, squeezing and bracing through those abdominals, and release. 2 more of these. Exhale, push the lower back down into the mat, letting the tension build in those abdominals, and release. Nice big inhale. We're going once more. Inhale and push. Exhaling, bracing through the abdominals, breathing deeply, and release. Let's take it back up to our twist. So once again, we've got that overhand grip on the towel. Come up to seated, heels on the mat, toes elevated, lean back, start at chest height, overhand grip, and pull the towel taut. Let's twist for 12. Here we go. Right side. 1, back to the middle. 2, squeeze through the obliques. 3, exhale as you twist. 4, remember, you are pulling as you twist. You've got it. 6 more. 6, 5, really brace. 4, 3, keep the hips and knees facing forward. 2, just the core is doing the twisting. 1. Whew. All right, let's lower back down to that bridge position. Once again, we have that overhand grip on the towel. Walk the feet in, knees bent. Lift the towel up over the chest. Lift those hips, and let's go into 8 hip lowers. Nice and slow. Lower it down, and then drive those hips up. Now, don't forget about the backs of your shoulder blades. Even though we're pulling the towel taut and we are pulling outward, we still want to drive those shoulder blades down toward the mat as we lift. So we're not forgetting about that upper body. Breathe deeply. Squeeze as you lift, pushing those hips up nice and high. Now remember, we're not resting the bum on the mat. We're just marking the depth by just gently touching down. This is the last one here. Lift up, hold. Keep those hips up nice and high. Squeeze those glutes. Pull the butt cheeks together. Keep pulling outward on the towel and driving the back of the shoulder blades down into the mat. 2, 1. Lower those hips down. Once again, you can lower your towel down to the rib cage. Pelvic presses for 4. Walk those feet out just a little bit more. Shoulder blades are relaxed. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale and push the lower back down toward the mat. Squeezing through the abdominals, keeping the head connected to the floor, and release. Let the core relax. Take an inhale. Exhale. Push down toward the mat, squeezing through the abdominals, letting tension build, and release. 2 more here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, push the lower back down into the floor, squeezing, allowing tension to build, and release. 1 more here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, push the lower back down into the mat, letting that tension build in the abdominals, and release. Relax through that upper body, shake out those hips, and grab onto your towel. Once again, overhand grip, and we are going to be just wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to bring both of the legs up with the heels pushed up toward the ceiling. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders connected to the mat. Pull the towel taut. From here, we're going to lower the right leg down, nice and slow. Slowly lower. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. Left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. Right leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't forget to press that lower back down. Left side. We're still gently pushing the lower back down into the mat. Up, over to that right side. To engage the core. And again, we're pulling the towel taut, which helps us to create a little bit of resistance for that upper body. And lower the legs. Just place your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, shake out the core. From here, we're going to extend our arms overhead. We're going to give our core a little bit of a break as we work on shoulder mobility. So we're going to go a little wider on that towel, overhand grip. We're going to lower the towel down, touch the back of the hands down to the floor, and back up. Let's go for 8. Now, again, we want to make sure that we're still gently pressing the lower back down into the mat as we do this move. So even though this is more of a shoulder and back mobility exercise, working through the range of motion for the shoulders, we are still gently engaging the core to make sure that we're not overarching the spine as we extend overhead. Let's go for 3 more here. 3, full range of motion. 2, touch the hands down. 1 more here. 1. We're going to take it back to those leg lowers. So walk your hands in to that overhand grip, just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Bring those legs up, heels pushed up toward the ceiling. Pull the towel taut. Let's alternate in the lowering phase. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that right leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 more of each. 4, 3. Keep pulling. 2, 1. Remember, you're pulling outward on the towel. Last one. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, lower those legs down. Give them a little shake. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder mobility again, but we're going to switch it up this time. Once again, we're going to slide our hands wider with the towel. And this time we're going to rotate almost like we're turning a big steering wheel. And then over to the other side, turn the big steering wheel. Let's go for 8. Lift up. 8. Other side. 7. Just giving those abdominals a little bit of a break here. 6. Using that towel as resistance. 5. Try to push that range of motion with the towel. 4. Breathing deeply, getting that stretch in the shoulders. 2 more here. 2. 1 left. 1. All right, let's switch our grip once again. This time we're going to flip our hands so that our palms are facing in toward the head, starting with the hands just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. And we're going to have it again over top of the chest. Let's lift the knees up so the hips, knees, and ankles are all bent at 90 degrees with the heels pushed out. Keep the head down, and now pull the towel taut. From here, extend the right leg, pushing out, bringing it down, heel toward the floor. Just touch down, bring it back in, over to the left side. Extend, bring it in, over to the right. Extend, and bring it in. You're really going to feel the lats working here, those back muscles that are pulling outward on the towel, but we're also working through the core as we extend through the dead bug in the leg. Breathe deeply. 2 more here. heel out, 2, 1 left, and 1. Whew. All right, lower it down, shake it out. Grab a water break and come up to seated. Once again, we're going to give our core a little bit of a break and go into some postural moves. So let's sit up nice and tall. Wide overhand grip on the towel. We're going to bring the towel up. We're going to perform a lat pull down. Now in this move, when your arms come down to a 90-degree angle at the elbow, now you can see I'm actually a little too wide. I'm going to walk my hands in. So right when the towel is about nose height, the elbows should be at a 90-degree angle with the wrists neutral. So find that position and then bring the arms overhead, sit up as tall as you can. When we pull down, we're going to pull down to the top of the chest, touch, squeezing the elbows and shoulder blades back. Let's go for 8. Sitting as tall as you can. Here we go. Breathe. 8. 7. Pull the elbows and the shoulders back and down at the same time. So you're getting that shoulder blade retraction every single rep. On the way back up, we're releasing the rhomboids and relaxing the shoulders. 2 more here. 2, 1 more, and 1. And now release the shoulders. Give yourself a little chance to round through that back here. I know those postural elements can be really challenging. From here, we're going to switch it up a little bit. So we are going to add a twist. Arms up overhead, sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to twist gently 45 degrees to the right, back to the middle, 45 degrees over to the left, back to the middle. And this one you're going to find there's a big stretch in the back of the shoulders. Pretty limited in that range of motion for the shoulders here. So you are going to feel those postural muscles working hard to continue sitting up nice and tall. Just 2 more here. 2, 1 more, 1. Whew. All right, lower it down. Let's take it back to our dead bug position. So once again, we're going to lay down on the mat. We've got that underhand grip, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to lift the knees up, knees, hips, and ankles, all at 90. Head relaxed on the mat. Pull the towel taut, and let's extend through the legs. Here we go. Right side. 8. Breathing deeply. 7. Keep pulling outward. 6. Bracing through the core here. 5. Push the heel out, nice and slow. 4. Stabilizing through the trunk. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 more here. 1. Ooh, all right, shake out those hips. We're gonna come back up to that seated position for our lat pull down. Cross-legged, just giving those hips a little bit of a break. Once again, we have that nice wide grip on the towel. When you're at nose height, forearms should be at 90 degrees or perpendicular to the floor. Let's lift up nice and high, sitting up tall, into the lat pull down. Exhale, pull down, touch the towel to the top of the chest, squeezing the shoulders, and release and back up. Exhale, pull the towel taut, and back up, bracing through the core, using that resistance to strengthen the upper back, squeezing through the backs of the shoulder blades, but also using this postural position to challenge the abdominals, mid-back, and lower back. 1 more here, breathing deeply. And release. So from here, instead of our twisting motion, we're actually going to roll our towel up into a ball and create a little bit of tension. Pancake your hands on either side of the ball, lift the chest, and now push the palms in. From here, we're going to add a twist. So let's gently twist to the right, middle, and left. So you can see how engaging the lats when we had our overhead pull helped to work the obliques and the backs of the shoulders. But now that we're pushing in on the towel, working the pecs or the chest, we're still able to engage the obliques. 2 more here. 2, really feeling that squeeze as you press in. And 1. Whew. All right, once again, let yourself round through the back. We're going to finish off with a couple of side planks just to work on our technique. We're going to use the towel as a marker to help us correct any issues that we might have with our side plank. So I'm going to have one end of the towel down on my mat, and I'm going to side plank onto that side. So this forearm is going to go onto the mat, and I'm going to hold onto the towel with that hand. So just make sure that you have a steady position for that elbow. Now my bottom knee is going to be bent. My top leg is going to be extended. From here, I'm going to hold the towel in a fairly loose position, right around shoulder width apart. So I've got an overhand grip and the towel is loose. And this is going to come around my rib cage as I pull up into the side plank. So I'm going to lift my hips up in the side plank and just pull that hand back next to my rib cage. Now I've still got some slack on the towel, but I'm also noticing that my shoulders are slightly rounded forward. I'm a little bit slumped onto that bottom arm. So I'm going to use that bottom shoulder and push it up so that we are squeezing through the shoulder blade. Now with my top shoulder, I'm just going to slightly lean back. So I'm correcting that forward rotation, and I'm going to lift my hips up a little bit, driving those hips up toward the ceiling, and now pull the towel taut. Woo, there's those obliques. Keep the bottom heel pushed out, brace through the core. 3, 2, 1, and then lower it down. We're going to take this over to the other side. So if you find that when you go into your side plank, you have a tendency to slump a little bit with those shoulders, this is going to help to offset that, make you a little bit more aware of your shoulder position. So once again, I've got that shoulder width apart, overhand grip on the towel, forearm is down on the mat, bottom knee is bent, top leg is extended, and I'm going to come up into my side plank, taking the top hand next to the rib cage. Now right now, my towel is pretty slack, and my top shoulder is a little rounded forward. So take your bottom shoulder, push it up. You're pushing it back, and then take your top shoulder and lift, rotating slightly backwards so that we're squaring off the shoulders. Lift those hips up nice and high. There's the obliques. You've got it. So if you find that when you hold a side plank, you feel like you can hold it forever, maybe your shoulders are doing most of the work, but you're not feeling it that much in the obliques, remember that by using a towel, pulling it taut, pulling the shoulder blades back, it can help us to adjust that side plank position. And lower it down. Set your towel aside. We're going to stretch it out. Let's roll over onto our bellies. From here, place your hands on either side next to your chest. Press the palms into the mat and lift up, pushing the abdominals away from you. Pressing out, really stretching. Now try to pull those shoulder blades back, pushing the chest out. Lengthening through those abdominals. With the side plank, there are so many ways that we can rely on other muscles to hold us up. When you correct for it, you'll find that you really feel those abdominals and the obliques working hard. All right, let's lower down. Just loosen up those wrists, shake them out. Let's go into pigeon pose. Bring the right knee up so that the left heel or right heel is underneath the left hip. Lower down to the mat and let your body weight relax on that leg. Just slide that left leg back a little bit. Drop a little bit more body weight onto the right knee if it feels comfortable for you, lengthening through the glutes. So even when you're doing your side planks and you're not using the towel, think about those cues. Think about lifting through the bottom shoulder, pulling it back, and lifting up a little bit higher so you're not just slumping your weight onto it. Then rotate the top shoulder back ever so slightly so it's not leaning forward. And finally, lift your hips up a little bit higher. And that will make all the difference in whether you feel the obliques working in the side plank or not. All right, let's bring it back. Right leg's coming back, left leg's coming forward, left knee under the chest, left heel under the right hip, and lower it down. Just let that body weight relax onto that leg, stretching through those glutes. Exhaling, relaxing the body weight onto the leg, going a little bit deeper into that glute stretch. And gently lift up out of it. We're going to bring both knees to a kneeling position and just widen them ever so slightly. Walk your hands out into a child pose. Drop the head down and relax through the upper back and shoulders. Nice big exhale. Breathing deeply. And just walk those hands back a little bit. Our last stretch, we're going to take this into thread the needle. Right hand down on the mat. Take your left palm, turn it up, and flip it under the elbow. And then lower it back down. Just a slight rotation here. Looking at the palm of the left hand. Stretching out the back of the shoulder. Whenever we do postural elements, such as the seated lat pull down, we find we really need to stretch out the back of the shoulder blades. So an exercise or a stretch like this is really helpful. Walk that left hand back. Take the right hand, loop it under, and drop down. Nice big exhale. And walk it back to a seated position. We're all done for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you again soon.